Hello guys, today we'll be talking about Alien vs. Predator. I know this movie released 14 years ago, but considering that I saw the movie on the DVDs, I'm gonna talk about this movie since I'm doing those film reviews of all. In 2004, okay, first we're going over the plot, of course. So of course, if you don't watch these spoilers, skip to I have no idea when this is gonna end, but probably like a few minutes, probably like half the video. In 2004, a satellite detects a mysterious heat boom underneath a place of Antarctica. A wealthy industrialist, Rats Hodgkin, discovers feral imaging of a pyramid more than 2,000 feet beneath the ice. He attempts to claim it for a multinational communications company. Wayland Industries, a subsidiary of Wayland Corporation, and assembles a team of experts to investigate. The team includes archaeologists, linguistic experts, drillers, and mercenaries, and a guide named Alexa Rexwords. As the Predator ship approaches Earth's orbit and fires a beam and creates passages for the ice, the team abandoned the railway system above the heat and they find the passage. Of course, they said, "Oh, but we never saw this before. We never saw this." Then they look at the pyramid and expand together to explore, find evidence of prehistoric civilization, which appears to be a sacrificial chamber for the human skeletons with rib cages. Meanwhile, three predators give citizens of Scowl, Celtic, and Chopper alive and kill the humans on the surface. They make their way down to the pyramid and arrive just as the team unwillingly evacuates the structure and are trapped within it. Alien Queen awakes from a cryogenic stasis and begins to produce eggs. When the eggs hatch, several facehuggers attack the humans in the sacrificial chamber. The test monsters emerge and kill the humans and quickly grow to aliens. Conflict erupts between predators, aliens, and humans, resulting in several deaths. Celtic and Chopper are killed by aliens, and many of the humans are killed by predators and humans. Two people are captured, but the aliens eventually get them and they eventually do die before unmasking and mocking themselves. And then let's go to the important parts. The two witnesses Scowl kill a facehugger and an alien with a silicon before unmasking and mocking himself for the bug of the facehugger. After Rex and Sebastian leave, another facehugger attaches himself to Scowl due to him not wearing his mask. Food translated into the pyramid's hieroglyphs. Rex and Sebastian are warned that the predators have been visiting Earth for thousands of years. It was they who taught early human civilization how to build pyramids and they were worshipped as gods. Every 100 years, they visited Earth to take part in a rite of passage, where several humans sacrificed themselves as hosts for aliens, creating the ultimate prey for predators to hunt while being able to survive in the pyramid. And overwhelmed, the predators would activate a self-destruct device that eliminates the aliens and themselves and the humans. The two deduces why the killer predators are at the pyramid, and Hebrew was to attack the humans for so purpose to make a new aliens to hunt. Rex and Sebastian decided that predators must be allowed to succeed to kill the aliens. Sebastian is captured by an alien, only Rex and Scowl to fight the aliens. Scowl uses the dead parts of the alien to fashion weapons for Rex, and they form alliance. The Queen uses her acid blood is freed from the restraints and begins pursuing along with the other aliens. Rex and Scowl does about their escape. Scowl detaches his wrist bomb, destroy the pyramid and the aliens, but the Queen is still alive, and the Queen basically finally gets defeated. The predators meet the guys. The predators gives some stuff to the person, and then they leave, and then the alien comes out. So let's talk about. Okay, so now at 4:45, the spoilers are over. So I basically just. I did see the movie. Okay. I just basically reread the plot to you, so basically you can know what the plot is. But you sort of really saw the film before you saw the review. Like, really. This is a crossovers never really happen in films that much. Official crossovers are between two intellectual properties. They happen all the times in comics and games as well, and fighting games, and sometimes even cartoons if they're owned by the same company, and of course at Disney. Aliens and Predators are both owned by Fox, and of course it would make sense for them to make them cross over, which they could have never done it, but they could have never done a crossover, but it was a unique movie to watch. It's a unique movie. If you like both Alien and Predator, you'll probably like this movie. Probably not the sequel to this. The sequel to this is like watching it's like watching a room. It's like watching this movie at night, but it's always dark. If you like crossovers and you like Aliens and Predators, you would probably like this film. But if you hate horror films and if you hate Aliens and Predators, you'll probably not like this film. It's all if you like both franchises and you appreciate, it's a crossover. It's not supposed to be realistic because aliens were, according to the Alien War, the Alien story, the aliens were created by humans, not the Predators, and the Predators never really created humans, never really created aliens. So if you really... Okay, so let's talk about the storyline. It's a decent storyline. It's not as bad as people said it would. At least it has a plot and a story. There's some movies that that have a confusing plot. At least you can make sense of the plot. These people find this artifact. Predators find artifact. They all fight. And it's a good action film between both fighting of aliens and predators and humans. So it's a pretty good film if you like action films and you like fighting. And a lot of people like this as like a fan fiction film. It's one of those, some people like it as a guilty pleasure film. But I give it a 6 out of 10. That's my final review. I'll probably do a review on the first Alien movie in a few days as well. I'll probably have to rewatch it again since the last time I watched it like 3 or 5 months ago. And I'll probably have to remember it. The storyline was very unique. It was new, and it was a good crossover. Sometimes crossovers are pretty bad, but this was a good crossover. This film was it was not meant to be canon. It was meant to be a fanfic crossover. That's the reason why it's not as bad as Rotten Tomatoes score. But my score is similar to IMDb's rating, which is 5.6 out of 10. Which I don't think it's the greatest movie. I think the original Alien was way better as a film. But if you like it as a crossover, and as a crossover film, you'll probably like it, and you'll probably like the crossover as basically action, and they try, and this was supposed, and people complain that it's supposed to make a horror, but I think it's more of an action movie. The second movie they try to be more horror. There are some suspenseful scenes, like when they're in a house and there was just a penguin. But after that, there wasn't really any horror themes besides the gross themes with the aliens coming out, the face huggers coming out of the eggs. Overall, so final verdict. If you're watching it as a horror film, you probably won't like it, because both franchises are supposed to be horror films. But if you like it as like an action film, which is this film is supposed to be, I think, an action film. The problem is this film has kind of an identity crisis, trying to be both an action and a horror film. So I'm basically trying to get to the 10-minute mark thing that people always talk about. But if you like the film as a film, a movie, and no, there's no alien names, the aliens are just called xenomorphs. That's basically the name. So, but if you like action films, you like aliens, you like predators as like characters and stuff, you'll probably find this movie entertaining. You'll probably find this movie as well as those movies. Oh, hey, they're both crossing over, they're both fighting. were both fighting to basically win. So the whole plot was basically just not let the aliens not win, let the aliens lose. I might see the second one if I really want to, but this is Alien vs. Predator.